All right, we're live here. This is a new setup for Rumble, so I'm going to go with it. Um, if anyone can tell me in the chat or the comments where I can, without going live, get the URL so I can embed it on DarkDox.com, that would be dynamite. We have Jacob Engels on. He's in the green room at the moment. And I see we have one person viewing, so welcome. I'm going to go ahead and save this to the DarkDox Digest playlist here on Rumble. And let's go ahead and get DarkDox. Actually, all of these, really. I want all of this over here. That'd be good, right? But I want this one over here because I'm still working on it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we've been covering it here at DarkDox.com. I am Christian Coffins, and we're going to be having Jacob Engels on tonight to be talking about all kinds of politics and stuff. So please stick around, share the link, check out DarkDox.com, and let me get this embed in here. Let's see, share. Already got that embed code. Wish I didn't have to do this, but I'm like, I want the embed code for the website, so I'm going to go live. So you guys get a little bit of the pre-show behind the pre-show. Hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and file this under AI Nightmare, no alien disclosure, breaking, no Bohemian Grove tonight, DarkDox Digest, domestic terrorism, no Epstein files tonight that I know of, government corruption, health. We're going to be discussing Hollywood Babylon. We're going to be discussing human rights, immigration, InfoWars, the Iran War, Israel. We're going to be discussing music industry corruption and mysterious celebrity deaths. We've had a lot in the past 24 hours, including Dolly Parton and now Tim Curry, both 80 years old, both between eclipses. We're going to be discussing the occult. We're going to be discussing ritual abuse, Satanism, secret societies, stop poisoning us, technology, transgenderism, treason, the Trump administration, and of course, tyranny. All the T's here at darkdox.com. Let me go ahead and publish this thing. Publish. Where's Jacob at? Yeah, he's still on this phone call. All right. View post. I know this is boring. But again, if you can find a better way to do this, let me know in the comments. All right, cool. Now we have a post on darkdox.com. There we go. That's how we do it here. We have a new feature at darkdox.com, I'll have you know. Now you can click this little play button, and you can have a pompous British chick read the headlines and the body and the tweets and everything. It's pretty great.
In this episode, Christian Coffins and Jacob Engels discuss all the crazy things going on at DarkDox.com.
DarkDox.com. That's right. And yeah, we're going to be talking about this Brittany Romano lady in the green dress, giving everyone the ick. Cool, that's working. Cool, that's working. If you're new to this, follow me on X. I'm DarkDoxMe. On Facebook, I am Christian X Coffins. On Facebook, we have a page as well. DarkDox 2 is the one I have access to. We had a DarkDox 1, but they kicked me out of it years ago, and we were kicked out of this one too for quite a while. But and there's a network in there. You know, we're DarkDoxing around on the Facebooks from time to time. On BitChute, we are DarkDox. Tim Curry also passed away today, also born April 19th, 1946. And yes, let's get into it while we're waiting for Jacob. Dolly Parton passed at 80 on August 25th, 2026. DarkDox usually doesn't do obits, but this one is a little shout out because we actually use a clip from her from the movie 9 to 5. Let me go ahead and... Oh, what is this? Why do I not have a screen here? Let's see. Discard screen. What screen do I got? Automatic? No. Windows 10? No. Jeesh. OBS Studio, you do an update and next thing you know, nothing works. Okay, here we go. I think these are what... Yep, okay, cool. That's what I'm looking for. We're doing it live. Alright, so yeah, here's our song Good Gal with a Gun off of Tales of Terror 2 and our full-length Beware, which you can get at sacredowls.bandcamp.com or sacredowls.com. And here is Dolly Parton from the movie 9 to 5.
Look, I got a gun out there in my purse, and up to now I've been forgiven and forgetting because of the way I was brought up. But I'll tell you one thing, if you ever say another word about me or make another indecent proposal, I'm going to get that gun of mine, and I'm going to change you from a rooster to a hen with one shot.
Cook out with a gun. Cook out with a gun. No need to worry, hun. We got 'em on the run. When you get 'em down, it's hard to have a frown when they're going in the ground. Who needs a guy with a gun? They get all the fun. Out there hunting scum, kicking ass and chewing bubble gum. You just met a ride, sweet Emily won't die unless she's cooked out with a gun.
Ultimate creatine powder from the AlexJonesSword.com.
/
DarkDox.
And now you don't even have to type the AlexJonesStore.com / DarkDox. Hey, where's my lower third? It went away. What's going on here? Oh man, I tell you what. There we go. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2026. And so yeah, you don't have to type the AlexJonesStore.com /
DarkDox.
You don't have to do that anymore. All you have to go is type
WARSTORE.INFO.
It's a lot easier to type than thealexjonesstore.com /
DarkDox.
right? Right? So yeah, do that. Do that instead. And I want something fun on the side here. So I'm going to go into the goodies. See what's in the goodies. I want to feel like I'm in a battleship. So I'm going to put this over here. And now all of a sudden you hit F11. Oh, look at that. It's magical. Now, yeah, I'm in a battleship. So take that, globalists. All right. So yeah, fun fact. The reason we use the Dolly Parton 9 to 5 clip on the music video, but it's not on the album, because we actually have I don't live in a futuristic utopia, but the world I live in, a bitch need a gun, from what was it, Death Proof, and the Planet Terror Grindhouse double feature, from Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. But it was seen as uncouth by some of the current band members. So I was like, all right, we'll do that instead, because it is a cool clip. But a lot of people are upset, and there's a little rift on the internet over all of this Dolly Parton business. Because, I mean, of course, Harrison Smith, he's like, she's a legend, you leave her alone. And he's actually blocking people for, like, being like, dude, she's a Satanist. But, like, let's see what these allegations are about, because I'm an open-minded guy, and I don't know, I wasn't there. And let's see, but Dolly Parton, photographed by Mark Siegler at the Grand Masonic Lodge in Nashville on July 27th, 2006. Yeah, that's, not a good look, And then there were a lot of claims about her throwing up devil horns when asking for a firstborn. This is one of the last things that she filmed before she passed.
Taylor and Travis, it's Dolly, and I was just told that you two are making a donation of $2 million to my imagination library. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm blown away and overjoyed with that gratitude. Now, it's evident that you two have made giving back a key part of your life, so, hey, when you have the first one, can I have it? Because that is going to be one special baby.
Hold on.
It'll be one first one, can I have it? Because that is your life,
So this is what everyone's talking about.
Hey, when you have the
Weird. I mean, there's no getting around that. That's weird.
first one, can I have it? Because that is going to be one special baby. You know, the mission of the Dollywood Foundation is to dream more, care more, learn more, and be more. And thank you again for your very generous gift. And we'll continue that mission, even in bigger ways now with your money. So thank you, and know that I will always love you. Mwah.
Icky. It was icky, I have to say.
Taylor and Travis, it's Dolly.
Oof, enough. All right. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Now there's this.
Oh, is this it with us? To the goddess now. Oh,
Anyone remember when Dolly said to the god Azazel? Of course, that's kind of synonymous with Satan, the morning star, Lucifer. A lot of occult stuff, of course, the shush motion. You got butterfly, monarch programming, symbolism. And then, of course, there's COVID.
I'm going to get my vaccine. I'm so excited. I've been waiting a while. I'm old enough to get it, and I'm smart enough to get it.
Yeah. Well, we're still here, and she's not. She was 80, so, could have been anything, but, yep. Dolly Parton. Was she an angel or a demon? Let us know in the comments. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this all week. Who is the smiling woman in the green dress at the Lindsay Clancy murder trial? Now, if you're not familiar, you're living under a rock. This Lindsay Clancy, she admitted to killing her 3 children with with 3 separate exercise bands for their 3 separate sized little precious necks. This mother, she confessed to it. She murdered them. This trial's really more about was she sane or not in order for the sentencing to fit the crime that she definitely did commit and she admitted to. Yet you still have these women on the internet be like, no, she was set up and they brainwashed her so she could dang. Well, like, wow. But what everyone's talking about in particular this week is that you got this clip that came out. I'm going to turn the sound off because that's obnoxious, but first of all, here's the play-by-play. So you get a little hi, and then a little blink, and then she's the derpiest blinker I think I've ever seen. And this woman next to her, holy hell. But no, this is not how you act at a murder trial when 3 children were murdered, and she's friends with Lindsay Clancy. They grew up together. But yeah, this reminded me immediately of Serial Mom. If you haven't seen, it's a 1994 John Waters film, and it's based on like the United States' obsession even at that time with true crime. And I would play a clip from this. This is an 8-minute video. You can watch it at DarkDox.com. Who is the smiling woman in the green dress? I don't want to get a copyright strike, but it's interesting that they said this was based on a true story because that's what they always say in true crime things, but it in fact was not a true story. It's just made to seem like that. But so much is true about the circus that is going on with this Lindsay Clancy trial that is mirrored in the film Serial Mom with Kathleen Turner and Ricky Lake, and the star-studded cast. It's a great film. You should watch it. They're hilarious. It's a dark comedy. And yep, but I'm convinced, and I posted it here on X, that these are witches. This was a blood sacrifice, and this is satanic ritual abuse. And, same goes for all of these late-term abortions and all of these things going on all across the country. People are like, I love killing my baby. I'm going to have an anniversary on when I had the abortion, and I'm going to paint a... fuck you guys. You guys are ghouls. You're demonic, and I condemn thee. But, yeah, look at this. That's weird. It wouldn't play from the website. Yeah. So you got a bunch of people being like, oh my God. So this person actually confronted this girl in the green dress. Her name's Brittany Romano. And she apparently was working for Vanity Fair and then lied about saying, I don't work for Vanity Fair. She's wearing a Vanity Fair lanyard right here that you can see if you zoom in. But yeah, so she was confronted about how she was acting. And here's her initial excuse.
Smiled and winked into the camera. Did you know you did that, and why?
Well, no, I was laughing because I grew up with Lindsay.
You did?
Yeah, so she looks at me and I look at her and I'm like, but it wasn't that. My dad had saw previously on Court TV and he said I looked bad. So I was like giggling.
Are you serious?
Yeah. My dad runs, he's retired. He used to run post offices, but before then, well, not before then. Now he's on the board at Quinnipiac out of college.
Get out.
So
That's a great school.
He's like, come to me, my children were more problematic or whatever. But he was like, you look so bad in the photo earlier. So I'm like,
that's
I'm
terrible.
I know, but he's funny. So I'm like, I'm friends with Hillary Duff's like a really good friend of mine. And she was like, put the hair back in a clip.
Hillary Duff's a really good friend of mine. Like, gross. Name dropping. Like, seriously.
And then she was like, look forward and smile.
Anyway, so, yeah. Then, people continued to say she was drunk, she's this and that. Here's where she starts crashing out.
Hello, my name's Brittany Romano, and everyone really seems to have an issue with me. And here's the thing that we need to all straighten out. Last week I walked back in with spinach in my teeth. So when I was late after having to deal with the Luigi Mangione crisis, I love how everyone's really giving preconceived notions. But yet, you're sitting in your living rooms giving X, Y, and Z. If you were in that courtroom every single day,
As she's sitting in her living room giving X, Y, and Z.
I would love to know what your thoughts are. But this little bitch, El Parental, my name is Brittany, your mom. Please don't spell it wrong. I have older brother, Justin, Justin, a little brother named Nick. And here's the thing, like, I do date a lawyer, and every single thing that you've been saying has been screenshotted. So maybe look in on the repercussions of what you're saying. Brittany Romano with Vanity Fair is the girl in the green dress. Brittany posted a picture of her and Lindsay Clancy together at... And also, I don't work for Vanity Fair. I've never said I work for Vanity Fair, so I don't know what the little psycho's saying over there, screaming at everyone. And I did actually post that video, and I was like, I hope that in the mess of all this, you still put only other people on the internet can claim your childhood. If that's the case, please show up and tell me why you think you feel you're so entitled. Like, I'm not an asshole, I'm not drunk, I've been sober for quite some time. I didn't take my full Adderall today, so I'm like, yeah.
Of course she's on Adderall. Of course she's on Adderall. She didn't take a full Adderall, so that's good. Okay.
That's a little bit should show my shit together, but I'm like, I don't know why people feel so entitled to, like, scream at me. Oh my gosh.
Because you're grinning like a ghoul over 3 dead children, winking at your little murderer friend, and she has another murderer friend. Well, and here she is, of course, at the courthouse with the lawyer for Lindsay Clancy, and they're just having such a good time. Look at all the smiles. It's awesome. Oh my God, woman empowerment. Look at this murdering ghoul. Oh, it's such a good time. We're crazy. We're killing our kids. It's crazy. Oh my God. But apparently she's also posting on the 14th on Threads. She said, I stand with Luigi Mangione. Remember that guy? The guy that shot the healthcare CEO in cold blood, and all of these, again, ghoulish women being like, oh, I'd suck his dick. He's fucking awesome. He is the resistance. Oh my God. She's one of these cunts. She's one of writing letters to serial killers, pieces of shit. I stand with Luigi Mangione because I believe in the Constitution. But let's be honest, if Lindsay Clancy were as hot as Luigi, I mean, fuck, bro. Would we be calling her a monster or a tragic figure? Healthcare is on trial in both cases. The difference is that we find easier to sympathize with. Unbelievable. And so she made a mockery of herself at a trial for 3 dead kids, following up with murder defendant Lindsay Clancy, then winking and smiling and blowing kisses. Unprofessional. Looks like she's turned off her comments. And yeah, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, here's her and Lindsay Clancy when they were kids. She got some screenshots. Fuck off, jump off a cliff, jump off a bridge. You're a loser with no followers. She sounds like Trump. You're a loser with no followers. Go jump off a bridge. Those responses came from her verified Instagram account. Then she turned off all of her comments. And yeah, I actually heard a report. Is it in the update here? We got a couple updates. Jack Posobiec did a whole thing on it. The slippery slope from the trad wife saying you can't kill the unborn to a little bit of pink hair, and it's safe, legal, and rare to have abortions. And then, a little bit more leftist, 16 weeks at the latest. straight to full term, and now you can kill them, up to whatever age. It doesn't matter. You can kill your kids. But spokesperson for Vanity Fair's parent company, Condé Vast, tells TMZ, quote, "We were interested in the prospect of a personal essay by Brittany Romano about her experience growing up with Lindsay Clancy. Yesterday, after clear conflicts with our editorial standards and processes, we informed Romano that we were not moving forward with her essay and informed the court that she is no longer credentialed for Vanity Fair." So not only is she a sycophant, murder cunt, but she's also a liar. Shocker. During the crash out on Instagram last night, Brittany Romano announced she doesn't work for Vanity Fair, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I'm done spending time on this cunt. Bad. No voting rights for you. That's what I say. Should lock these people up. This was a good video that broke down a lot of why this stuff is happening here, and I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Why not?
The internet was a mistake. We have officially broken bad. Recently, a married mother of 3 young children was grappling with postpartum psychosis. Not just depression, but psychosis. She was committed to a psych ward for a brief stay, but she lied her way out of it and made her way back home. When her husband left the house to go get food, she took her 3 young babies into the basement, lined them up, and one by one, wrapped an exercise band around their neck and strangled them to death. Now, strangulation is very difficult, even with a toddler. It takes a lot of force and a lot of time. It's a very intimate way to kill somebody, which is probably why she turned the kids face down as she did it. She didn't have to watch the life drain out of their panicked eyes as she choked them out. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes to choke a toddler to death, so the third child had to stand there and watch their siblings die for about 10 minutes before it was their turn. After Mama had finished killing all of her kids, she promptly went upstairs, slashed her own wrist, jumped out the second floor window to off herself. Well, the snow outside cushioned her fall, the cold slowed her vitals, so she merely fractured her spine, paralyzing her, but she ultimately survived. When her husband came home with dinner, he called out for the kids and his wife. Nobody answered. He went upstairs thinking maybe she was bathing the kids. When he got to the bedroom, he saw blood splattered everywhere and the window wide open. To his horror, he saw his wife on the ground outside paralyzed. He asked where the kids were, and his heart sank when she murmured, "In the basement." He was on the phone with 911 when he discovered his dead babies. So there's a recording of his screams as he turned over his dead children, seeing their blue faces and their eyeballs nearly bursting from the sockets. The man naturally moved far away in a desperate attempt to reset his life somehow, and his wife is on trial for murder. And women on TikTok are supporting her. Go ahead, look around if you dare. You will see hundreds of psychotic women supporting Lindsay Clancy, blaming the husband.
All right, he did it. Patrick did it.
Lindsay Clancy is obviously not guilty. He did it. He did it.
Patrick's the one who did it. Not Lindsay. Patrick did it.
Lindsay Clancy
Taking crazy pills.
Birth charts and birthdays and zodiac signs. I've already gone over the forensic
Zodiac
signs
signs.
show that the perpetrator is a male.
Women typically don't strangle.
I'm telling you all right now, when the South Node goes into cancer,
He's a Gemini man.
They poison or drown them.
Wait for this man to be humbled and for karma to do its thing.
Donald Trump.
Because of course, in this dystopian social media era, everything is a conspiracy. Nothing is real, bad things don't happen, every real story is just fed slop. The real story is some convoluted, nefarious plot by the Jews.
What? That's so crazy.
Whatever the opposite of Occam's razor is, that's TikTok. We have lost our damn minds. I really think that COVID fried people's brains and that they've simply never recovered. We were gaslit to hell, of course. Dr. Tony Fauci, funded the development of the virus. He lied about the lab leak.
So it came from a wet market in the same place where there's this huge lab that does all the kind of development of exactly what this thing is. That's some coincidence.
They lied about the threat to kids. They locked everyone down.
I wear a mask to school. I wear a mask to school.
It was like some horrendous globalized Stanford prison experiment. Our institutions completely eviscerated our own reputation and dignity. Gavin Newsom walked us down and then had a fancy dinner with friends at the French Laundry. The science told us that if you went paddleboarding alone in the middle of the ocean, you needed to be arrested for killing grandma. But of course, if you riot with 500,000 people, that's totally fine because viruses take a time out when it comes to social justice. Our institutions so thoroughly destroyed any semblance of credibility that they ever had, and frankly, they don't deserve that trust anymore. But we've devolved into a buffoonish, low-trust society where now people see conspiracy and malice in literally every corner of human life. Nothing is real, but everything is real. But beyond that is something darker. It's not just that we've allowed ourselves to believe the craziest things. It's not that we've just jettisoned our critical thought. We've lost our humanity. Look at the animals who people are now celebrating openly. Luigi Mangione shot a healthcare CEO in the back and communists celebrated him. Women openly gushed over him and still do. Even as he's pled guilty, they still sit for him. Now I know women have always been crazy. All famous murderers get love letters in prison, so it's not exactly a new phenomenon. But we can have a discussion about daddy issues another time. That's not what this is. This is something more sinister. What explains the outpouring of love for the mom who strangled her kids? Why are people trying so hard to exonerate her? When some criminal migrant masturbates in front of children at a public beach, the dads rightfully beat the shit out of him. But a woman suffering with suicidal empathy intervenes to protect and comfort that child sex offender? When you see an invasion of Spain, you see a woke woman gleefully waving the invaders in. Is this what matriarchy looks like? Where this kind of suicidal empathy that exploits the noble virtue of unconditional maternal compassion and perverts it towards the criminal dregs of society? All because wokeness now supersedes all normal virtue? We've heard that expression, it's a face that only a mother can love. I know I always heard it. We all know that unconditional maternal love, that superpower that God imbued into our mothers to make sure they loved us, irrationally loved us, so they didn't toss us into the damn river as babies when we're crying all night long for months on end. Their maternal love must supersede all reason and normal emotion in order to make sure that they can even make it through. But now that irrational love isn't pointed at our own vulnerable children. It's been reallocated towards whatever group the algorithm has designated as the vulnerable class. Criminal migrants, drug addicts on the street, any and all of the worst cretins of the planet get full feminine favor and protection as long as they're not the ultimate Satan, the white male. The hijacking of the maternal instinct didn't start
The
with
white
social
man.
media. It goes way back to 1995 when she watched Dead Man Walking as a teenager. When that film planted the seed that vile criminals deserve her heartfelt tears.
Don't execute this man. You can stop this from happening, sir.
Then Dexter injected it with steroids. This is the prolonged conditioning that accelerated with the ascendance of the
Nah, Dexter was cool because he was killing scumbags.
ironic hero. We got so cute with finding redeeming qualities in irredeemable villains. Gone are the days of the true bad guy. Now, the cinematic vanguard is in love with finding the humanity in the bad guy, telling the sympathetic origin story. Our parents had superheroes. We have anti-heroes.
Goddamn right.
Breaking Bad was so brilliant, but it made us cheer on a narcissistic, murderous, criminal drug kingpin who destroyed his family over money. When Tim Burton did...
Who is cheering Walt on? I mean, I think everyone's cheering Jesse on, you know, but Walt? Let me know. Any Walt fans, let me know in the comments.
Batman, the Joker was a lunatic. But now the Joker gets his own movie where he's the hero, and the climax of the film is him murdering the orderlies at the asylum. The art's dog walked us
That's a really good point.
here over decades with films and television that inverted the paradigm of normal virtue. Cops are the bad guys, outlaws are the heroes, and man, do you see that manifesting in reality today. Scrolling through Mommy Sleuth TikTok is an exercise in pure insanity. Whatever this woke social media blob has done to the modern mind, it's gone far beyond internet sleuthing, and it spawned an entire generation of hollow-out, depraved crazies. What about all the goblins celebrating the communists who shot Charlie Kirk? You have insane influencers making a fortune off shamelessly exploiting his death, tying themselves in knots with the most convoluted Rube Goldberg bullshit explanations to try and deny something we all saw in 4K and wish we didn't. And it was an exploding mic.
He had a rigged microphone.
And they timed it precisely to the millisecond with the fake gunshot from the
The
patsy.
shape charge was actually supposed to hit him in the chest.
There were Jews hiding under the grass. It was French special forces. Just the craziest, most unhinged shit imaginable. And people believe it. anything but what actually happened. Anything but the most obvious, straightforward explanation. The woke communists you saw on camera who have prints on the rifle killed an anti-communist leader because communists are violent lunatics.
I don't know. There's a lot of questions I got about this one. But you can check out Spencer Pratt's full video at DarkDox.com. Why is this happening? And looks like we got Mr. Jacob Engels ringing me up. Let's answer this. Mr. Jacob Engels is on the air.
Absolutely. Good to hear from you, Christian.
You too, pal. Turn your camera on.
Oh, God, no. No, sir.
Oh, not today? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Then we'll keep it going with the sonar thing in the background. All right, cool, man. How's it going? How you been? Tell me things.
Doing great. Actually, just very upset with the state of the world. And look, people can get their digs in on Jacob, and that's fine. But do you find it odd that Greg Bovino is doing interviews on Tucker with Jack Posobiec and others, and keeps talking, Christian, about these controllers, these gate guards, gatekeepers, but he never mentions a single name. Does that sound like controlled opposition to you?
It's suspicious, that's for sure.
Well, I think we all just need to look at the fact that the country's burning. Scott Pressler, by the way, who we've talked about for a long time on this program, is now under investigation by the state of Pennsylvania for election and campaign finance fraud. Where was that first discussed? Christian, was it here on this program?
I believe it was. I believe it was a scoop from Jacob Engels.
There we go. So, and you were very supportive in just letting people have that information. So, I guess everyone just has to look around. We see a lot of fakers. We see a lot of, this ongoing festival of insanity. Are you right now in a better position, have more money for the gas to put in your car or food to put on the table after the Indy 500 nonsense that happened in DC? I mean, do you understand how much money it takes to shut down Capital City, let alone create a racetrack? And then we have to watch this across social media saying, oh, look at this incredible display of patriotism. I don't know about that. To me, patriotism is your citizens feel safety in their homes, in their communities. They can put food on the table. They can go to hospital if they need to. The roads are paved. There's a general society of trust and collaboration. I don't think somebody who is broke and barely scraping by wants to listen to that kind of narrative. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
No, I think you're dead on as usual, and it's just despicable. I mean, who can we trust, in this day and age?
What does that mean, though? What does that mean? Like, we all have to take our power back. So it might be fun to sit there and say, oh, Jake Lang, yelled nigger or whatever, went to another protest, and we like seeing somebody do something. But that only encourages the bullshit. Christian, you couldn't have 15 open charges on you from everything from terroristic threat, to disturbing the peace, to assault, resisting arrest, and otherwise, and also be wearing an ankle monitor, and then go and do something like that, and then the judge says, oh, 150 days suspended sentence. If you do something again, we're really going to hold you accountable. It's right in front of us, America. You can see it.
Yep. I mean, it's, I don't know. What are we going to do? We need solutions here. Give me some practical solutions that everyday people can do to help this situation.
Practical solution. Those who are truth tellers, who are willing to take the risks, who are trying to provide solutions, need to support of other people. Okay? So if you're at home, you're listening, or you see this, or listen to any other kind of podcast, Rex Jones, Alex Jones, InfoWars, Harrison, I mean, even, Brother Owen, who...
Yeah, he's doing great, man. I'm liking his show lately.
I don't like the hair dye, but, that's it. But when these networks of people rely on the viewership and the interaction on social media, the audience needs to demand that we all come together in a meaningful way. It can't be, oh, I've got my podcast over here. Oh, I got my piece of the pie. Oh, this, that, and the other. Because you know what that is? That is fragmenting our movement.
Yeah.
If we all operate together, we can attack the power structure. But when it's all just,
No, that's a great point. And you have every right to be frustrated. I'm frustrated too. Because a good example is this like Dolly Parton thing, for example. It has Harrison Smith blocking a bunch of people on X because, of course, she has done a lot of weird, like, occult, satanic stuff, like, over the years. And then also, like, giving toast to Azazel, with a bunch of other actresses on camera. That's weird. That Christian woman doesn't do that. And, of course, promoting the COVID shot and saying you're stupid if you don't take it and stuff. So it's like, I like Dolly Parton, but, like, let's call a spade a spade. And, but he's blocking people. And I'm like, we can't be fighting over you. Don't get emotional. That's my advice. Don't get emotional.
Right.
Don't be fighting with people. Don't be blocking people. Like we need to stick together. We're the resistance. We're the 1% of people that know what the fuck is going on. We can't be hidden fighting like this. It's ridiculous.
No, that's where we need to coalesce. Look, there are things Harrison says, Jones says. You and I disagree sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't sit there and say I'm going to block somebody.
No, you come on the show and we'll talk it out. We'll argue. We'll yell at each other, and that's healthy. It's discourse. That's how we grow.
Right, but we get to the point of, I'll give you an example. I tried to work with Jay Clay. This idiot couldn't last 4 days. I mean, I tried to work with him and say, hey, tone down on the, neighbor talk. Maybe don't get arrested for, a week or a couple of days. Realize that there's that mindset out there that you are a ethnic Jew. You were raised a Jew. So all of this, like, Christ is King Crusader thing you're doing after outing, other Jewish prisoners who were persecuted in J6 in prison, it's just really not a good look. Like, maybe pull back on that just for a day, maybe 2, 3, and try and harness the energy that you're activating. Because what has he accomplished? Look, I confronted Andrew Gillum to the point where he didn't get elected. So we have Ron DeSantis as governor of Florida. Then I do it again in 2020 when the guy's thinking about running again. So that's just one example. Ask Stephanie Murphy, by the way, the J6 hoster, former congresswoman. She came in dead last to be mayor of Orange County. I had fun with that one too. So we have to stop falling into this need for social media. I mean, the fact that Claude is running around the country, going to college campuses, and openly cheating on his girlfriend. You know, he had a 3-inch penis, and then he has 8-inch penis, and then he doesn't do drugs, does drugs. I mean, it's all happening in real time. And people are glossing over that and saying, wow, this is so great, young alpha male. But no, I don't think it's great that you're pumping your body full of pharmaceutical chemicals.
Yeah.
And you're getting this body modification, and you're taking money from Peter Thiel. This is the very definition of Satanism.
Yeah, there's nothing alpha about that. It's beta in every way because you're just you're taking money from these scumbags to push an agenda of everybody being some kind of Frankenstein monster. I'd say it's bordering on transhumanism light, and
Oh, it is.
it's
It is
disgusting.
transhumanism. You make a good point, because what is the other item that he consistently incorporates? He says, I don't care if this causes me to die tomorrow, as long as I've received the gratification of whatever hedonism or debauchery, then that's okay. Well, guess what? That's Satanism, ladies and gentlemen.
Do as thy will.
We're supposed to be on this planet to create a better community, to build a family, to abide by some basic core principles. You and I both agree that those are Christian principles, Catholic principles for me. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. And when you do that, you get to live a nice, long life. You build a family. Maybe you have kids and grandkids and have a business, have an impact in your community. It's not about, I mean, these are people we used to just say, that's a prostitute. That's a degenerate. And I'm just, I guess I'll ask you this question. It seems at present that people have embraced this mentality, whether it's from curricular to politics to anything, where no morals, no ethics, no accountability. So I guess it's kind of like, hey, my kid won't listen to me. They think they're just going to make it in the world, and they're going to go to Hollywood and be a big star. Maybe we just need to let America keep going down this road, because you're going to move, America, you're going to move from middle America, Midwest, to LA. And you got enough money to get a little studio apartment for about 3 months, maybe 6 months, if you're lucky. Well, when that runs out, you're going to be on the casting couch, sucking cock, or prostituting in any other manner or form that's a lot nastier. That's the future here. Do you want to be ruled by society that is looking to clavicular or morally or ethically corrupt and deficient people, Christian?
No, of course not. We shouldn't be ruled by anybody. We ain't got no fucking king. That's what the spirit of 1776 is all about. It shall commence again!
Well, that's the thing. And people like to poke fun at me, and look, I get it. But at the end of the day, let's do a compare and contrast. Jacob, you might not like his personality. You know, an arrest happened, whatever. Well, that's about to be dealt with.
Oh yeah, any updates on all that that you want to share?
That's all I can say. It'll be dealt with, and everybody will have an egg on their face.
Nice.
But in comparison to the amount of grift going on from Susie Wiles, James Blair, Scott Pressler, the Trump family, I mean, Howard Lutnick, I guess, is still eating, you know, babies that he got from Epstein's Island. You know, he only went, you know, a couple hundred times. So let's really look at that. And then let's look at, great example, Anna Paulina Luna. Where are the FBI files, the DOJ files on JFK or UFO? Where are they? We've been she's been put in charge of it. Are they shoved so far up her twat that she can't find them? I guess maybe she's doing the prison pocket thing because she's going to strip again at Red Rose Gentlemen's Club. But then Kat Kamek, who's a pre-diabetic, and auditioning for next season's roster of My 600 Pound Life. And then Nancy Mace, a drunk, degenerate, and I guess whatever. These women are sex policing Corey Mills. Over what? Over nothing. Consensual sex amongst adults. And bragging about, oh, we returned $36 million to our districts. That's great. Corey Mills returned $117 million in the same time period. Yet they all let a coup and shamed him over nonsense. So I think it's high time that I'm going to get involved in discussing every aspect of sexual misadventures, adventures, consensual, non-consensual, drug, drink, everything for all of these people in Congress, because they opened the door and now I'm just going to walk right through it. Because at least then there's consistency.
Yeah? Hell yeah, go for it, man.
And to be honest, the Greg Bugino thing, it really is sad to see this shell of a man. He had a great opportunity to run for president and be president. I'm the one who identified it, Bugino2028.com. He lasted 5 days before he sold out to the White House. And now, he took a little bit of a break and he's coming back and, you know, he's identifying and calling out the gatekeepers or gate guards, Christian, but he doesn't name them and he knows exactly who to name. So that's an example of a lack of courage and seriousness. So look, it's just a lot of frustration. And I think everyone else is frustrated too. But we need their help. You know, brothers and sisters, stop your addiction to retweeting these bad actors, these grifters, these influencer retards. Because when you don't, we're living in a hellscape. And Democrats will win in 2026. They'll win in 2028. And then I guess maybe people can apologize for encouraging all of this bullshit as Dr. Richard Levine is chopping off their child's genitals. I don't say I will celebrate that, but I won't feel sorry for them. I'll feel sorry for the kid because they encouraged in this atmosphere, if we cannot police each other and hold each other accountable, then we have no buy-in with the American public to hold anybody else accountable.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man.
Yes. So let's actually. I've got about 5 minutes, and then I gotta go.
All right.
Gotta do another couple of calls. And look, I think we should talk about Burlington politics, pop culture, music.
Yeah, definitely. I got a couple things. I started covering a couple things on the show earlier, but let's see what we got so far left over. Of course, we got this woman death cult with. What do you think about all these crazy bitches that are supporting this Lindsay Clancy multiple murderer mom? And
well, I mean, people have already said it. It's the female version of like all the weirdos who supported Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
But on top of that, it's a total just demonstration on what feminism has got us in America. You can drown your kids. 3 of them. Kill them. And it can take up to an hour to do it all. So you got other kids watching, and but somehow then fashion yourself as the victim. And it's across the board, Christian. She's either a victim of toxic masculinity or a society. All that tells me, no accountability for anything. Good Lord. People didn't come out and where were all these women? All these people defending Casey Anthony. I mean, Casey only, killed one kid and, put poor Kaylee in a garbage bag and duct taped it and threw it in the woods. I mean, it's all like, what?
Yeah, and now she's coming out and supporting Lindsay Clancy. She updated her Facebook profile picture with a little ring saying, I support Lindsay Clancy. And Mark Dice actually posted, like, this is the perfect meme for 2026. Like, you have Casey Ansley supporting Lindsay Clancy. Perfect. Yes.
Absolutely. And here's the corollary part. Jeff Ashton, who was the prosecutor on that case, that guy, I exposed years later, he was too busy focusing on the adult cheating website like Ashley Madison and getting on Adult Friend Finder for wild group sex roms than was on running a legitimate case. He overcharged and underdelivered, and now Casey Anthony is out there supporting another murderous mother. And I mean, I guess that's what making America great again is. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. What's the next one?
Yep. And I mean, we got multiple ones. We got Lindsay Clancy, but there's 2 other copycats now. Again, 3 children, and it just keeps coming. But yeah, so we'll continue to keep an eye on all of that, because I think this is going to be a real epidemic. Maybe even some kind of like crazy. I feel like there's gonna be like feminine riots and stuff, like with all these people like lining up and wearing pink. It's not looking good. But also,
well, no, it's not looking good. And to respond to that,
yeah.
Men of good nature and morals and ethics and a baseline understanding of Christianity or God's sake, any organized religion, and not because it's organized, but because you have some basic rules. Like, hey, maybe if I drown my kids, people should be mad at me. Oof, God, it's a real heavy lift right now in America. But if they go out there and protest and continue this nonsense, where are all the alpha male influencers who want to talk about barefoot and pregnant, who want to talk about put the woman back in the house, no job, certainly I'm the divine ruler where are they? They're not out on the streets shutting down those protests and calling bullshit. They're more concerned about injecting peptides into their face and doing methamphetamine and talking about how it's gay to have sex with women and they'd rather have sex with men. So
we're living in the upside down. But I do gotta tell you, I am getting some good peptides from the supplements over at
WARSTORE.INFO. It's a lot easier to type than DarkDox.
DarkDox.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
And we also have what? 2%off.com.
Are you an affiliate over there?
Yeah, no, we have 50%off.com. And we also have
nice.
GoPrimalCore.com, Elemental Drive.
So what's your URL? It's 50%off.com. Do you got like a / like affiliate thing?
Yeah, I mean, I would just go with GoPrimalCore.com.
GoPrimalCore.com. Let's check it out.
And that's Rex Jones's operation there. And it's a really good supplement in terms of, I'm already doing daily, the super greens, the collagen, the golden superfood blend, and then let's look at what else we have here. The ashwagandha, the moringa, the shijalot, and then the liver supplements. So you have all those things going on. This one right here, Elemental Drive, for people who might be used to maybe a Adderall or some kind of upper or something of that nature. This one has all of those core components, and it's a testosterone booster, helps with muscle recovery, reduce fatigue, and so that's the thing. Maybe we just need to get people back on a regular regiment of helping their bodies so that their minds can make better choices on social media and what they're doing politically. Maybe that's the fix.
I think it's a big part of it.
In there, but
yeah, absolutely. And right now at WARSTORE.info or thealexjonestour.com /DarkDox, if you buy anything, you get a free bottle of the Shilajit gummies. They're pineapple flavored. And I got to tell you, they're one of my favorite things. I just ordered some more methylene blue, and I got the Shilajit gummies for free. I got the methylene red capsules, and I haven't tried that yet, so I'm kind of excited. And now they're all orders over $99. You also get a beef tallow. Have you cooked anything with beef tallow yet?
Yeah, I have. I mean, this is, it's kind of weird, Christian, because it's good to see people getting engaged now, but for a long time, I think you probably noticed it from, doing music and the band stuff and kind of being involved in those more hipster or progressive-ish communities. It was frowned upon for a long time for conservatives to be talking about this kind of stuff. Oh, shut up, hippie. Shut up, tree hugger. No, it's about your
It's for
body,
everybody. Do
your
you
mind.
have a body? Then you need to be taking supplements because the food is being grown in depleted soils and there's poisons and microplastics and toxic stuff. But they have more than just supplements. This is a really cool one. They have a ready mount magnetic quick draw pistol mount with American Supply Co. on it. So you just have you can screw it under your desk and then just magnetically have your gun right there, bam, ready to go. So that's pretty good. They got a Shilajit tincture.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I mean, that's like I had this thing right under the nightstand where I just slide, my fingers under there, and it drops down. Reed's fingerprint drops down, and then boom, you got it done. Because all this is aught for naught. It matters little. If we restore our bodies and minds, and then society is like Sodom and Gomorrah, or any one of Dante's 7 layers of hell. You have to do an all-around 360 approach. And that's the best thing about supporting Alex Jones, supporting DarkDox, myself, others, anybody you see. We want that 360 win, where the movement wins, truth is out there, and then people are allowed to sustain themselves entrepreneurially through making money. I mean, it's really not that hard.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's what it comes down to. You can vote with your dollar way more efficiently than you can vote at the ballot box. Of course, you know it's all rigged and all of that. You know, on pretty much all of the sides. But when you vote with your dollar, you know, if there's a company that's doing something you don't like, stop paying for their products. You know, and like if you don't like that Coke is discriminating, you can't put Jesus on a can, don't buy Coca-Cola. But if someone's doing something that you do like bringing you news that no one else will talk about, and you know, giving you what's really going on, and you think that that's valuable, then you know this is a free broadcast. You can share it, you can clip from it. You know, this is free to air, just like Alex Jones. So anything that we have on here that you're like, oh, I want to subclip that, I'm never going to send you a copyright claim. And all that we ask is that you simply buy yourself a nice little supplement from WARSTORE.info. And yeah, and then we get 10%. It's great.
You know, even no matter what you do, you can buy a supplement. Great. Go out in your community and protest. Great. But what it comes down to right now, the biggest commodity, the biggest influencer of minds is the reach on social media.
Yeah.
It's the email chains, texting your coworkers, texting your friends and family, retweeting, reposting. But most importantly, it's about not getting caught in the trap that because somebody like Nick Shirley has a big protest today and votes to stop Nick Shirley Act. Ladies and gentlemen, when you support that one aspect of a person, but then you don't address that he's not calling out fraud in the GOP or conservative or MAGA or America First, right? Or maybe you don't address any of the clear signs that this individual is a federal operative, then you're using your human capital. You're using your dollar to support that. And then it just continues to blow out of proportion. And then, unfortunately, you know, people like me, or maybe sometimes Christian, not all the time, or others, when we talk about stuff that's uncomfortable, you get labeled a crazy person. You get labeled insane. I mean, look to Alex Jones. 30 years calling out what happened at Waco, Ruby Ridge, Bohemian Grove, 9/11, George Bush's administration, the Great Reset, the Russia hoax, like all of those things times 100 that Alex has done, and others. And the whole time, oh God, oh, because he said something, or, you know, maybe dressed up as a frog and was hopping around his studio, that means he's not serious, and you therefore cannot take anything that he does seriously.
And that was only to show you that there was atrazine in the water. There was studies showing that it made the frogs homosexual and not want to sleep with the opposite sex. He was right again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of Alex Jones and Nick Shirley, we got Gavin Newsom signs content takedown law following Nick Shirley investigations. What do you think about this whole Nick Shirley Act going on in California?
Look, I mean, he's not wrong. There's fraud going on. there's corruption, but also, I don't think that America or California, we already knew this was going on. So you're putting yourself under a spell, listeners, if you think you needed permission from a barely above Somalian IQ, mentally retarded Mormon federal operative to tell you that fraud was in use. I went to Cuba and there's no gas. There's no eggs. And then the man he took my camera, my equipment. But then I'm in a hotel that I shouldn't be in.
You think her creating a bill that?
Sorry.
I mean, it's just it's nonsense.
Yeah.
So regulate yourselves, people. I mean, or look, maybe this is a better way to put it. Don't regulate yourselves. Continue participating in the fakery and nonsense, and I guess you'll be really, really having a lot of fun when it's Nick Shirley and Scott Pressler, multiple-time date rapist Cliff Maloney, Noel Fritsch, Grifter, Alexander Brucewitz, James Blair, Susie Wise. I mean, all of these people, Mark Levin, that's another one. I guess maybe they just need to learn about the government led by those people. We've already seen the problems with Trump, but Trump still has the ability to say fuck you when he wants to. He hasn't said it in a long time, but, you know, there is still that fear. Nobody's going to be scared of Scott Pressler or Nick Shirley. And when they get in control, I don't know, young men and women in this country, I guess you really just want to have your marriage and your relationship and your family and your life regulated, dictated to, and monitored by, you know, Nick Shirley, barely functioning, mentally retarded, Mormon, federal agent, and then Scott Pressler, whose father literally is connected to DARPA and connected to misinformation campaigns with the CIA. And, oh, even better, we'll deal with the women too. You know, Anna Paulina or Catalina Loff or any of these, you know, there are thousands of them, degenerate sex workers who have turned into, I guess, political minds. Enjoy it, because everything you hate about Hollywood, everything you hate about their destruction and attack on the family and Christianity and a core functioning unit, great, you're going to get that, but it's going to be dressed up as people who are ethical and moral, which in my opinion is far worse.
Yeah. It's gross. Sick of all of it.
It is gross, but there has to be hope here. Just keep fighting people, because at the end of the day, either we win the battle and America continues, or we don't. So it really is a fun bargain here, because those who choose not to fight, and I truly believe that we will eventually win, when honest, hardworking people, we're all humans, so we make mistakes, but when we get control back, my focus is not going to be first on the leftists or the progressives. It's going to be on the problems in our own house. And it's not going to be a lot of fun. If I'll leave people with this, if you've seen The Dark Knight and the Scarecrow guy, you know, he's leading that whole court where admit to your crimes, meet your demise, or don't admit to it, and take a walk on the thawing ice in between the bridge.
Yeah.
We have control.
It's like death or exile. Neither. Then death by exile.
Or death by exile.
That's right.
There's nothing that is going to remove the frustration, upset, and righteous indignation of people who have raised the alarm for a long time. Christian, DarkDox, Alex, Rex Jones, Nimrod Pod, Jacob. I mean, there are a lot of good people, but the party's over. It really is. These people in the Trump administration don't realize that it's like Berlin, April 1945. I guess we're having fun and, having IndyCar race or, coming out of the bunker to go up to the German chancellery and get some more champagne. And, it'll all work out. And, the Führer will save us again. It ain't gonna work out, but I can only say that so many times. People have to figure out how to listen. They can look to Mussolini. They can look to, that painter and avid lover of animals and famous vegetarian, Adolf, the Bohemian Corporal. They can even look to how it ended for Alexander or Mark Antony and Cleopatra. They could look to Napoleon. They could look to best one to leave it with, Marie Antoinette. Didn't work out just beautiful for her. But we don't want that. We don't want death and destruction. We want people to wake up. But that's all I got for you, brother. And I think that it's just great that though I've had my issues with Brother Fuentes, it seems he's getting more on the ball. He still is a performative. You know what I mean? He's hitting.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with him. I mean, he's coming on Alex from time to time, and he seems like he's growing up a little bit. I mean, we have to remember how fucking young this guy is, and he's he's ahead of a lot of people his age, and but yeah, I think he's maturing a little bit, so it's a nice thing to see.
So that's the thing, folks. I have to go, but do not hold Christian or DarkDox accountable for any of my outbursts tonight. It's totally not his fault. But do your best to just wake the fuck up. Europe is the preview. America is the choice. We are 2 minutes to midnight. Most of us have been pushed off the cliff or willingly walked off the cliff in service of Israel or something, I don't know. So now we're at a point, we're falling into the abyss. Do we pull the ripcord, deploy the parachute, and hope for a smooth landing, to then have to climb up the mountain and forge a society of decency and restore sovereignty in this country once again? We've got a heavy lift here, but I'm just going to keep going to Mass 3 times a week. And whether you go to Flying Spaghetti Monster or, go hang out at the, temple or whatever is going on, do something, people. Get involved in your community. And at the end of the day, if you don't step up and step out into the world and risk something, when the adults, when sanity is restored to this country, I don't know. Just look at what happened in Poland and Czechoslovakia when all of that came to an end in World War II. The collaborators were not treated with much decency or humanity. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be the case, but instead of getting, the Polish hanging method or your hair shaved and, dragged through the streets and shot, there will be a certain amount of embarrassment publicly, and you will have to participate in service jobs for the economy. You will have to do things that lower your status and lower your ego and level. And if you don't like that, well, I'm sorry, folks, but I guess think about your trip to Mar-a-Lago and all of the grift and enjoyment you had. It's just called equality. We're being equitable. But I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much.
You got it. That was Jacob Engels. You can follow him on X at Jacob Engels and TikTok Jacob Engels Posts. All right. So I got a couple more little things throw in the bucket before I end this broadcast. The Southern Poverty Law Center CFO banged and funded Nazis arrested for fraud. Former SPLC financial chief who slept with neo-Nazis and gave millions of dollars to extremists arrested for fraud. Attorney General Todd Blanche confirms. AG Blanche confirmed arrest while speaking with reporters at the DOJ. The Southern Poverty Law Center's former financial chief was arrested Wednesday that was last week, allegedly engaging in fraud by opening bank accounts in the names of fictitious companies and making payments to individuals for reasons other than those described by the nonprofit. Attorney General Todd Blanche confirms the arrest while speaking with reporters at the Justice Department. Let's watch.
Sealed a case against the former chief financial officer of the Southern Poverty Law Center. Can you please speak a little bit about what you've learned as part of that investigation and if we should expect more charges?
So yes, today my understanding is today there was an arrest made and there is a new indictment that includes the former CFO of SPLC. I don't have any comments about whether we said from the beginning, everybody, not just me, but anybody who's talked about this case, like virtually every criminal case, the fact that an indictment is returned doesn't end the investigation. It's just part of the investigation in most cases, which is certainly true in this case. I think as alleged in the indictment, this individual participated in the scheme as alleged. I believe she was part of the effort to open bank accounts in completely fictitious companies' names and make payments to individuals for reasons that were not accurate as described. But I don't have, I think the indictment was unsealed this morning. I believe it was unsealed this morning. I think the arrest was this morning. I don't have anything to say beyond that, except to say that this is exactly what we said would happen in a case like this, which is that our investigators and the U.S. attorneys and the agents working the case will keep on working it even after the initial indictment.
Thank you. So, her name's Heidi Beirish, B-E-I-R-I, Bitch. Heidi Bitch is said to have diverted around $1.2 million to her lover, who was an active member of a neo-Nazi organization. Bitch was also accused of directly paying a KKK imperial wizard in addition to her sweetheart, who either infiltrated or was a member of a white supremacy group. The boyfriend reportedly later stole documents from the SPLC. Prosecutors say that the former CFO's romantic partner even shared a bank account which contained $140,000 from those payments with Bitch. A superseding indictment in June charged the nonprofit group with funding the Ku Klux Klan, the Aryan Nation, and the National Alliance unbeknownst to donors. So yeah, I knew you guys were getting funny money. The left, the radical. If you're far left or far right, you're getting money from the feds, and we don't fucking trust you. Beaten, burned, choked, underwater, bound with duct tape, and left in a closet. 2 trans-identified males have been charged in the abuse and murder of a 7-year-old boy.
3 defendants stood before a judge. They're accused of murdering William Evans. The 7-year-old's biological mother, 38-year-old Caitlin Evans, and her 2 partners, 23-year-old Nessa Keeney and 33-year-old Kirby Rankin.
In 21 years of law enforcement experience, this was probably one of the most disturbing examples of child abuse I've witnessed in my career.
Yesterday afternoon, Cincinnati police were called to this Madison Road apartment where they found William dead in a closet, bound and duct taped.
We believe that there was, for the lack of a better term, some water torture involved. Again, we believe the victim was choked underwater, held underwater for a prolonged period of time. There was some burn torture involved.
William's mother stood with her head down as her attorney pointed the finger at someone else.
What the evidence is going to show is another individual who has been charged with this crime caused the death of this child, not Miss Evans.
Keeney's attorney also shifted blame while Rankin's lawyer cited mental health issues. Beyond the competing defense claims, there was grief of William's other biological parent, who said William was kept away for 9 months.
William was my life, and I trusted you to care for him. They kept him from me for the past 9 months.
All right.
Over lies and...
All right, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Investigators say this abuse had been going on for the last 2 months. They stressed this is an ongoing investigation and more charges could follow. All 3 defendants right now are being held on $1 million bond each. Reporting live tonight in Oakley, Cameron Johnson, WLWT News 5.
This is witchcraft. These are ritual abuses. You can't convince me otherwise. It's disgusting. I mean, that we're getting so many of these in such a short time span. What are we going to do about this? We need solutions. Let me know in the comments. I'd say bring back the Salem witch trials. Another pedo pimp murderer serving life is all of a sudden a woman. That's right. We need to bring this one back. Where's this little ditty?
I'm a woman.
That's right. Pedophilic pimp serving life sentence for rape and murder now identifying as transgender in California prison. From Redux.info. Check them out. Get these cups off my screen. A registered sex offender serving a life sentence in California for the rape and murder of an aspiring model now claims to be transgender and refers to himself using feminine pronouns she and her. More like she, it. David Raidmaker, convicted in 2006 of the grisly slaying of a 20-year-old woman, has filed a lawsuit accusing the prison staff of deliberate indifference in his serious mental health needs and is seeking a private cell. I think we all know what I'm going to prescribe. That's right, he gets the meat grinder. And last but not least, this has been pissing me off since I was a child. Back in my day, we had skateboarders, and then, we had BMX bikers, and then all of a sudden, you could grind with inline skates. And I was already doing roller hockey. And I was like, fuck yeah, we could fucking jump off of stairs and grind rails and curbs and do all kinds of cool tricks and stuff using the skates we already have. I mean, I play with skateboards from time to time, but I wasn't really a fan. But skating, I thought that was pretty awesome. But then Thrasher magazine got their little panties in a bunch because they were losing money and losing a lot of fame on the X Games and everything to aggressive inline skating. So they started a campaign. They started a campaign where they're going to call everyone that does aggressive inline skating a fruit booter. I'm sure if you were a skateboarder or an aggressive inline skater or even a BMXer, doing tricks on your bike back in the 90s, you've heard this term fruit booter, the derogatory term for aggressive inline skaters like myself. And let me tell you, that little, psyop back in the 90s to get rid of aggressive inline skating, it didn't just hurt people's pocketbooks in corporations like Senate and, you got the Daily Bread and all these other organizations, making stuff for aggressive inliners, making magazines. You had the Video Groove series of VHS tapes that you could order through the mail. And it was cool, man. Like, we had a good time going to skate parks and stuff until they started. And, skateboarders and inliners got along at first. And then this article came out, and then the whole push of the fruit booter thing, and they were doing skits, acting like they were gay, wearing inline skates and stuff. And so all of a sudden, we started having these mouth-breathing, piece of shit, thug skateboarders that would like start coming up to us at the skate park and at our favorite skate spots in like downtown Miami and stuff, and being like, hey, you bunch of faggot fruit booters, da da da, throwing their skateboards at us. And so we got into a bunch of fights. But let me tell you something. Don't get into a fight with someone wearing inline skates, because those fucking things will smash your skull. They will bust your lip. They will break your teeth. They will break your bones. All we need to do is fucking kick you in the shins, kick you in the knee, kick you in the nuts, fucking skate up and jump and just fucking kick you in the face. And I did a lot of that shit when I was a kid, because you don't fuck with me and my friends. What the fuck's wrong with you? Just because you do a slightly different sport, you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking sociopath. What the fuck is wrong with you? Well, here we are in 2026 and in conservative politics on X, and you got Owen Benjamin, who was on the Alex Jones show today, and I typically like this guy, and I kind of sided with him between him and the Jay Dyer situation. Jay's all right. Owen's all right. But I gotta say, it's annoying as fuck that I can tell you're an old skateboarder, because here he's making fun of Tim Pool, and fuck Tim Pool. I don't like this guy. But here he is saying there's more than anecdotal evidence that Timmy Pool is gay than Tyler Robin. Gayer than Tyler Robinson. And that's the furry loving supposed shooter of Charlie Kirk. So I replied to this, and I said aggressive inline kicked ass. The fruit boot thing was a psyop by the jealous Thrasher mag because it was making way more money. As an innocent and unknowing 12-year-old, I had to constantly fight retard skateboarders because they're all brainwashed by this stupid shit. Tim Cast is a fag, but not because he was a skater. And then you got people like, look at the comments here. Enjoy a choke, say, was a skater? Okay, I don't know. What's the point you're making here? I mean, does he not skate anymore? I don't know. And I still skate, by the way. I went to the skate park, not too long ago. I got some skates from my girl. My girl, because I'm not a fag. That's right. And my son, who I made with a woman through sex, making me not a fag. And but yeah, you got drink that weed, smoke that liquor, calling me a fag. You sound like you love cock. Bill Hansey, and I'm gonna go ahead and put hearts on these. You know why? Because I'm better than you. That's why. And so yeah, I'm an inline skater. I'm a heterosexual male, and I'm better than you in so many ways. So you can go fuck yourself with your fruit booter bullshits. And I'll leave you with that for tonight's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Jacob Engels for coming on. And this woman needs to fucking be hung by her neck publicly, so y'all bitches stop killing your kids. This is Christian Coffins once more saying beware, take care, and have a great night.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Christian Coffins.
You violated the law in this area. It's against the law. It's against the law. So you just need to consider. I'm glad that you guys didn't violate the law. I'll leave my argument very good.
Welcome to the DarkDox Digest with your host, Christian Coffins.